Ladies, let me ask you something. Do you think you know everything about life, love, success, and power? Let me break it to you. 99% of women don't. And that's exactly why most women settle for less than they deserve. But today, not you. Today you join the 1% who understand the real game. Are you ready to unlock the secrets? Imagine walking into a room. Eyes turn, whispers start, and heads nod in approval. Maybe it's the way your hair falls effortlessly over your shoulders, or the dress that hugs you just right. In that moment, you feel seen. But let me tell you something. Being seen and being remembered are two completely different things. Beauty might catch a glance, but confidence is what makes people stop and wonder, who is she? Most women spend hours perfecting their looks, investing in makeup, outfits, and hairstyles, thinking that this will make them stand out. And yes, for a while it does. But beauty is like a sunset. It's admired, it's appreciated, and then it's forgotten. Confidence, on the other hand, is like a storm. It arrives, it shakes the ground, and it leaves an unforgettable impact. Think about the women who have left a lasting mark in history, in business, in relationships, even in friendships. It's not always the ones with the most symmetrical features, the perfect hair, or the flawless skin. It's the ones who walked into a room like they belonged there, even before anyone else believed they did. Let me take you into a real-life scenario. You're at a party, and there are two women standing side by side. One is dressed in the most stunning outfit, her makeup is impeccable, and her hair is styled to perfection. The other? She's wearing something simple, yet she holds herself with an air of certainty, a quiet power in the way she moves. She doesn't try too hard to be noticed, yet somehow she is the one people gravitate towards. Why? Because confidence is an invisible force. It's not about how high your heels are or how well your lipstick is applied. It's in the way you carry yourself. It's in the way you speak, the way you look at people, and most importantly, the way you look at yourself. Have you ever noticed that the most magnetic people in the world aren't the ones desperately trying to impress others? They are the ones who are so secure in themselves that they don't need to. They don't shrink themselves to fit into a conversation, and they don't beg for approval. They walk in knowing their worth. And let me tell you, when a woman knows her worth, she becomes dangerous. Dangerous. Let's talk about daily life. You're in a business meeting and you have two women giving presentations. One of them, despite being well-dressed, keeps adjusting her posture, looking at the floor, hesitating before she speaks. The other, she stands firm, speaks with certainty, looks people in the eye. Who do you think will be taken seriously? It's not about who looks better. It's about who believes in themselves more. Confidence is the difference between a woman who waits for an opportunity and a woman who creates one. Confidence is the difference between a woman who asks for permission and a woman who takes what she knows she deserves. Confidence is the difference between a woman who is admired for a moment and a woman who is remembered for a lifetime. And let's not forget relationships. How many times have you seen women who are breathtakingly beautiful, yet they're treated like an option? And then there are women who may not fit the ideal beauty standard, yet they command loyalty, respect, and admiration. Why? Because they refuse to let their worth be defined by someone else's perception. A woman who is confident doesn't ask, do you like me? She asks, do I even like you? This is the kind of power that makes a man think twice before disrespecting you. This is the kind of power that makes people listen when you speak. This is the kind of power that doesn't fade with time, because while looks can be replaced, confidence cannot be duplicated. A woman who walks into a room with confidence doesn't need validation, and because she doesn't need it, people are drawn to her, even more. It's the paradox of power. The moment you stop seeking approval, you become irresistible. And the truth is, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build, something you choose every single day. It's in the way you show up for yourself, the way you talk to yourself when no one is watching, the way you refuse to settle for anything less than what you know you deserve. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't just ask yourself, do I look good? Ask yourself, do I feel powerful? Because at the end of the day, the world remembers not the woman who is beautiful, but the woman who is undeniable. There's a lie that society has been feeding women for centuries. Be nice, be agreeable, be soft, be accommodating. And so you do. You say yes when you want to say no. You smile when you feel like screaming. You apologize for things that aren't even your fault. You shrink yourself just so others feel comfortable around you. And you think maybe, just maybe, this will make people love you more, appreciate you more, respect you more. But let me tell you something that will change your life forever. It won't. Being nice isn't the key to success. It's not the key to happiness, and it's definitely not the key to being respected. Because the truth is, too nice is too weak. When you are too nice, you are teaching the world that you are willing to tolerate anything just to be liked. And let me tell you, the world will take advantage of that kindness faster than you can blink. Think about it. Have you ever noticed that the people who give the most, who sacrifice the most, who bend over backwards for everyone else, are the ones who are left exhausted, unappreciated, and overlooked? Have you ever noticed that the ones who constantly say yes are the ones who get the least respect? It's not because kindness is a weakness, it's because uncontrolled kindness is an open invitation to be used. Let's talk about daily life. You're at work, and your boss asks you to stay late. Again, you don't want to. You have plans, you're exhausted, but you smile and say, of course. And just like that, you've trained them to expect that from you. Next time, they won't even ask if you're available, they'll just assume you'll say yes. You're in a relationship, and your partner keeps crossing your boundaries. You don't like how they speak to you, how they dismiss your feelings, how they take you for granted. But you tell yourself, it's okay. I don't want to be difficult. I don't want to start a fight. And so you let it slide. Again. And again. Until one day, you wake up and realize you were never a priority, you were just convenient. You're with your friends, and they make a joke at your expense. It stings. But instead of standing up for yourself, you laugh along, pretending it doesn't hurt. Because you don't want to be too sensitive. Because you want to be the cool, easygoing one. But deep down, resentment builds. And guess what? They'll do it again. Because you allowed it. Being too nice isn't just about being kind. It's about self-betrayal. It's about ignoring your needs, your voice, your worth, just to make others happy. And what do you get in return? People who expect you to be their doormat. Look around you. The most powerful women in the world aren't the ones who bend over backwards to please everyone. They aren't the ones who say yes to everything. They aren't the ones who are afraid of confrontation. They are the ones who have standards. They are the ones who know how to say no without guilt. They are the ones who understand that respect is earned, not given freely. And don't confuse being strong with being rude. There's a difference between being kind and being too nice. Kindness is powerful. Kindness with boundaries commands respect. But kindness without limits, that's a recipe for being used, walked over, and discarded. A woman who is too nice will get 1,000 thank yous, but never a single I respect you. A woman who is too nice will be loved when she is needed, but forgotten when she is not. A woman who is too nice will be the one people run to when they need help, but never the one they stay for when she needs support. Because the hard truth is this: people value what they have to earn. If you give too much of yourself too easily, people stop seeing you as special, they see you as available. And availability without boundaries breeds disrespect. The world will test you, people will push you to see how much you'll take. And if you keep saying yes, if you keep forgiving without consequences, if you keep being the nice girl who never stands up for herself, they will never stop. So stop asking, why don't they respect me? And start asking, why have I allowed them not to? There's a power that most people will never understand. A power that doesn't require words, doesn't require effort, and doesn't require validation. A power that when used correctly can shift an entire room, control an entire conversation, and make people desperate for your attention. That power is silence. Most people think power comes from being the loudest voice in the room, from proving themselves, from always having the last word. But the truth is, the strongest people in the world aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who know when to say nothing at all. Silence is not weakness. Silence is control. Have you ever noticed how some people can walk into a room and say nothing, yet their presence alone demands attention? They don't need to introduce themselves with noise because their energy does it for them. That's the power of silence. It speaks louder than words ever could. Imagine you're in an argument. The other person is shouting, throwing words like weapons, waiting for you to break, waiting for you to react. But instead, you say nothing. You just look at them. Calm, unshaken, unmoved. Do you know what happens? They lose power. Because power is not in speaking, it's in who controls the space between words. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It makes them overthink. It makes them question themselves. And when you master the art of silence, you master the art of control. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, the one who listens, the one who observes, the one who doesn't waste their words is the one who truly owns the room. Let's talk about daily life. You're in a meeting at work. People are talking over each other, fighting to make their points, desperate for approval. But then there's you. You sit back, you watch, you listen. You don't rush to speak. And when you finally do, after everyone else has exhausted themselves, your words hit differently. Why? Because when someone who rarely speaks decides to speak, people listen. Or think about relationships. A man does something wrong, expecting you to scream, to cry, to beg, to explain your worth to him. But instead you go silent. You stop engaging. You stop giving him access to you. Do you know what happens? He panics. He realizes that your silence is more painful than any words you could have thrown at him. Because when you argue, you're still emotionally invested. But when you go silent, you become a mystery. And mystery is power. Or think about social media. Everyone is constantly posting, constantly talking, constantly oversharing their lives, their emotions, their thoughts. But then there's you. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to be seen all the time. And because of that, people wonder about you. They check your profile, they ask about you, they become curious. Because what is not easily available becomes valuable. Silence is your greatest weapon. It confuses people. It makes them question themselves. It makes them uncomfortable in the best way possible. When you don't react, you are in control. When you don't explain, you become unpredictable. When you don't reveal your emotions, you hold all the power. And this is the truth most people will never understand. Real power is quiet. The strongest moves in life are made in silence. The biggest transformations happen in silence. The most successful people in the world don't announce what they're doing. They just do it. And the world sees the results. Silence makes people respect you. It makes people crave your words when you do choose to speak. It makes people fear losing access to you. Because when a woman understands the power of her silence, she becomes untouchable. A woman who knows her worth doesn't beg. She doesn't plead. She doesn't chase. She doesn't stay where she is not valued. She doesn't lower herself just to be chosen. She walks away and without looking back. And that is exactly why men respect her. Because here's the truth most women don't realize. When you beg for love, you lose value. When you cry, plead, or try to convince someone to stay, you are telling them, I am not enough on my own. I need you to complete me. And that right there is the moment they stop seeing you as a queen. Men don't respect what is easily available. They don't admire what is desperate. They respect what is rare, what is hard to read, what doesn't settle. Think about it. Have you ever seen a man beg for a woman he disrespected? No. Have you ever seen a man admire a woman who stayed after being treated poorly? No. But the moment she walks away, the moment she becomes unavailable, the moment she stops giving her energy to him, that's when he realizes what he lost. Because respect isn't earned through words. It isn't earned by convincing someone to love you. Respect is earned through actions. And the most powerful action a woman can take is knowing when to leave. Picture this. You're in a relationship. You've given your all. You've been loyal, loving, supportive. but he starts taking you for granted. He doesn't prioritize you. He doesn't appreciate you. And instead of demanding, instead of arguing, instead of begging for him to see your worth, you just leave. No warnings, no explanations, no long messages trying to make him understand. Just silence. And suddenly he's confused, he's shocked. He thought you would fight for him. He thought you would beg for his attention. But now you are gone. And nothing terrifies a man more than a woman who refuses to beg for the bare minimum. Because a woman who walks away doesn't just take herself, she takes her energy, her love, her support, her presence. And that absence, it is felt, it is loud, it is undeniable. And this is where most women get it wrong. They think if they stay longer, love harder, prove their worth, he will change. But he won't. Because people don't change when you beg them to. They change when they fear losing you forever. When a woman walks away without begging, she leaves a mark. She teaches a lesson. She sets a standard. And that standard makes a man think. It makes him realize that love is not about convenience. That a high-value woman does not wait around. That a woman who respects herself will never tolerate half love, half effort, half respect. Look around. The women who are admired, who are remembered, who are truly respected, are the ones who had the courage to walk away. They are the ones who refused to settle. They are the ones who chose themselves over a man who couldn't see their worth. And that's what makes them unforgettable. Because the truth is, nothing haunts a man more than a woman who walked away and never looked back. The moment you master your emotions, you master your life. Because the truth is, the one who controls their emotions controls the game. The one who reacts, who loses themselves in anger, who lets their emotions dictate their actions, loses every single time. Power is not about being physically stronger. It's not about speaking louder. It's not about proving yourself in an argument. Power is emotional control. The ability to stay calm when someone is trying to trigger you. The ability to remain unmoved when someone is trying to make you react. The ability to think clearly when the world is trying to shake you. Imagine this. Someone insults you. They try to provoke you. They want you to react. They want you to get angry, to fight back, to lose yourself in emotion. Because the moment you do, they win. You are no longer in control. They are. They are controlling you with their words, with their actions, with their manipulation. But now, picture a different scenario. They try to trigger you, and instead of reacting, you just smile. You stay calm, you don't give them the emotional response they were looking for, and suddenly they are the ones who are powerless. Because when they can't control your emotions, they can't control you. That is real power. The ability to walk away from drama without engaging. The ability to keep your peace when someone is trying to steal it. The ability to think with logic instead of reacting with emotion. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they got there by letting their emotions control them? No. They learn how to detach. They learn how to make decisions based on strategy, not emotions. And this applies to every area of life. Proud means he speaks highly of you when you are not around. He does not wait for people to notice you. He makes sure they see you. He does not let anyone disrespect you. He defends your name, your honor, your dignity. He does not let society's judgments define you. He defines you by the love and admiration in his heart. Imagine this. You walk into a room full of people. You do not have to say a word, and yet everyone already knows how incredible you are. Why? Because he has already told them. Because he has already spoken of your kindness, your wisdom, your passion. Because he has already made it clear that you are not just the woman he loves. You are the woman he is proud to stand beside. A man who is proud of you does not diminish your worth. He amplifies it. He does not see your success as a threat. He sees it as his success too. He does not feel insecure when you grow. He grows with you. Look around. There are many relationships where love is present, but pride is missing. There are men who love their women in silence, but hesitate to praise them in public. There are men who say, I love you, but refuse to say, I am proud of you. But a man who is truly in love, he does not hold back. He tells the world. He shows the world. He does not just introduce you as his partner, he introduces you as his pride. He does not just compliment you when you dress up for a special occasion. He admires you even in your simplest moments. He does not just praise you when you succeed, he reminds you of your greatness even when you fail. Because love is not just about romance. It is about recognition. It is about honoring the person you choose, not just in private but in the eyes of the world. It is about being each other's biggest supporter, loudest cheerleader, most unwavering ally. When a man is proud of you, he does not hesitate to post about you, talk about you, celebrate you. Not because he needs to prove something to the world, but because he cannot contain the pride he feels. It overflows. It spills into his words, his actions, his gestures. He does not make you feel like you need to shrink yourself to make him comfortable. He does not silence your voice to make his louder. He does not downplay your achievements to protect his ego. No, he stands beside you and says, look at her, look at how amazing she is. Look at how she moves through this world with grace, with strength, with fire. This is the woman I love. This is the woman I am proud of. Have you ever seen a father beam with pride as he talks about his daughter's achievements? How his face lights up. How his voice fills with joy. That is how a man in love should speak about his woman. Not with hesitation, not with reluctance, but with an unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable pride. And when the world questions your worth, when the world tries to make you feel small, when you doubt yourself, his pride in you becomes your strength. His belief in you lifts you higher. His voice becomes the echo in your mind that reminds you, you are incredible. You are powerful. You are enough. Because when a man is truly in love, he does not just love you in moments of joy, he loves you in moments of doubt. He does not just cherish you in private, he honors you in public. And he does not just whisper words of affection, he speaks words of pride, boldly, loudly, without fear, without hesitation. Miss. When a man truly loves you, he does not just say, I love you. He says, I miss you. And when he says it, you feel it. Not just in the words, but in the pauses between them. In the way his voice softens. In the way his eyes search for you, even when you're not there. Miss is not just a word, it is a confession. It is an unguarded moment where his heart speaks before his mind can filter it. It is his soul reaching out to you. Even when distance, time, or circumstances try to keep you apart. A man who truly loves you will miss you even when he is busy. He will miss you even when he is surrounded by people. He will miss you not just because of your presence, but because of what your presence means to him. Think of the times you have walked into a room and his face lights up. Not because you are dressed in the finest clothes, not because you have done anything extraordinary, but simply because you are there. That is the kind of man who misses you when you are gone. Not just because he loves you, but because your existence brings him a sense of home. He does not just miss your touch. He misses your voice, your laughter, the way you think, the way you argue, the way you exist in his world. Love is not just about being together. It is about feeling the emptiness when you are apart. A man who does not miss you when you are away is a man who has not truly let you into his soul, but a man who feels your absence like a missing heartbeat, who counts the hours, who longs for your return. That is the man whose love runs deep. Think of a traveler far from home. No matter how beautiful the places he visits, no matter how exciting the experiences he has, he still longs for home. That is what miss means in love. You are not just a person to him, you are home. And when he is away from you, no place feels quite right. A man who truly loves you will miss you even in the small moments. He will miss the way you hum to yourself when you are cooking. He will miss the way you roll your eyes at his bad jokes but laugh anyway. He will miss the way you tuck your hair behind your ear when you are deep in thought. Love is not built on grand gestures. It is built on moments. And a man who misses you is a man who treasures those moments. Have you ever received a message at an unexpected time? A simple, I miss you, no reason, no context. Just a sudden wave of longing that he could not keep inside. That is love speaking. That is the heart refusing to be silent. And when a man truly loves you, he will not be afraid to say it. He will not let his pride stop him. He will not let his ego silence him. He will not play games and pretend he does not care. Because real men do not fear love. They embrace it. A man who loves you will not just miss you in your absence, he will show it in your presence. He will hold your hand a little tighter. He will look at you a little longer. He will listen to your words a little closer. Because he knows that every moment with you is a moment to be cherished. Some men will only realize your value when you are gone. But a man who truly loves you, he knows your value while you are still here. He does not take you for granted. He does not assume you will always be there. That is why he misses you even before you leave. Have you ever had someone tell you, I didn't realize how much I needed you until you were gone? That is not love. That is regret. Love does not wait for absence to appreciate presence. Love treasures presence so deeply that absence becomes unbearable. A man who misses you will not just wait for you to return. He will find ways to keep you close, even from a distance. He will send you a song that reminds him of you. He will send you a photo of something that made him think of you. He will call you just to hear your voice. He will not let silence settle between you like an ocean growing wider. He will bridge the distance with effort, with words, with love. And when he sees you again, you will feel it. You will see it in his eyes. The way they soften, the way they drink in the sight of you, as if he has been thirsty for far too long. You will feel it in his touch, in the way he holds you like he never wants to let go. Miss is not just a word, it is proof. Proof that you are not just an option, not just a convenience, not just someone who fills time. You are someone who leaves an imprint so deep, your absence is felt like a missing piece of his soul. Some people go their whole lives never being truly missed, never being longed for in a way that shakes someone to their core. If you find a man who not only loves you, but misses you in a way that makes the world feel quieter without you, hold on to that first. When a man truly loves you, he does not just make you feel important, he makes you his priority. He does not say, I'll get to you when I have time. He says, you come first. And that is the difference between someone who merely likes you and someone who is truly in love with you. A man who puts you first is not a man who has no responsibilities. He has a life, a career, dreams and ambitions. But somehow, through it all, you are still at the top of his list. Think about it. In this world, everyone is busy. Everyone has their own battles to fight, their own struggles to endure. But love is not about convenience. It is about choice. A man who truly loves you does not just fit you into his schedule. He makes time for you, no matter how hectic life gets. A man who loves you will not make you feel like an afterthought. He will not make you feel like you are competing with his work, his friends, or his interests. Because when a man truly values you, he does not place you next to other priorities. He places you above them. Have you ever seen someone glued to their phone while you are talking? Their body is present, but their mind is somewhere else. That is not love. Love is when a man puts down his phone, locks eyes with you and listens, not just with his ears, but with his heart. Because in that moment, you are first. A man who puts you first does not cancel plans last minute. He does not leave you wondering if you matter. He does not make excuses. He shows up. Not just in grand gestures, not just when it is easy, but even when it is inconvenient. Love is not measured by words. It is measured by